So for 6 hours, my body was laying there. And the most surprising thing, because I saw my body, I could see I was like united with light. People say wakitoka kwenye huu mwili wanaona malaika, mimi nasema, and I was so convinced this is what people call eternity, because I was seeing light and I was part of the light. And then I experienced a kind of peace that I never wanted to come back. The universe released me because of my kids. And I not said I don't want my body laying there in the cage. I wasn't going to come back. And I never wanted to come back. It was the peace that I know as long as I live, sitawahi ku experience. Even my wife wanamwambia, mimi nimekuwa like, I can count, I laugh at like at least 7 serious surgeries in my life. 7.
A very good evening. It is exactly 7 minutes past 6. Sijui utakuwa na watch hii video sangapi na lini, but I'm very excited. Over here I have a very interesting book. It is The Math of Destiny. But before we get to this, my name is Tahamala Jokbed Mwendwa, and today we are about to have a very interesting conversation.
My name is Obadiah Mutua. I was born and raised in a place called Maya in Barrie, South. And who I am now, I'm a retired armed forces veteran from the United States Navy. I retired March this year. And what am I doing right now? I'm going to school for criminal justice and criminology, master's degree, after I completed my degree in Homeland Security last year.
Do you really think education is a scam?
No, I would say I am where I am today due to the mix, and that's why I wrote the book, a mix of many things, but education has played a big role.
You got a C+.
Yeah.
You missed 2 points to university.
Right.
How did you end up being in university? Or what was the process like?
Okay, I finished college. I got a job in Australia. I remember I worked at Kitui Road, but those days I would say I was a religious fanatic, like those boys that I believed that I had a calling. I needed to serve God, and I quit my job after 3 months. I was like, don't want to do this, and I went home, and everybody was shocked. Like I said, no, I want to serve God. That's what I said.
So by serving God, what were you doing?
It was a long journey. It's like to become a minister. Like I wanted to be a preacher. I wanted to be praying for people. I wanted to be, those are things I wanted to be.
But preachers work.
No, there is a school of thought that believes that what they call full-time ministers.
Oh, okay.
All they do is preaching.
Oh.
And I was introduced to that school of thought while I was in college, and then I went on and I met people like that. But the road was not easy. I did that for almost 7 years. Yes, 7 years. And I continued preaching. I rose to a higher level. There are people up to today, they have high regard to me, like all those big names you hear.
Ministers.
You know, I stuck on this until when my mentor, when I was in TZ, got involved in a road accident and he died, and I was like, what else now? But luckily, and that's why I read this book, when I look at my life, at a certain point, I don't call them destiny helpers, those I see, because that word is usually very abused. So this time I get a call from a friend that we grew up together in the village. He had gone to the US, joined the US military. He tells me, why don't you try a green card? I had never thought about it. I was still hesitant. I'm like, I don't want to do it. And he said, just send me a photo. And I did. And he did apply for me. I got picked. They sent me papers in 6 months. And I think 6 months later, I went for an interview. And I passed the interview. He wanted to know how I went back to school. Like during my military service, after you serve for a certain time, you qualify for scholarship. Like there are programs. There's two programs. One they call TA, where you can use that money to go to school to university level, and then there's what they call GI Bill, where there's a certain amount of money set. Even when you retired or anytime you want to use that money, you can go to school. So this is what I did with my money. I used TA, got my first degree, and I set my GI Bill for my kids that they can use it because they qualify. Once you have done 12 years in the military, your kids qualify to use your GI Bill. And then when I retired, there's another program called VA Rehabilitation and Education. So this one also is a scholar. You get a scholarship to do at least a bachelor's or master's degree. So I enrolled to that, and that's what I'm using to do my master's degree.
So for how long have you been in the military?
I did 18 and a half years. So,
So far 18 and a half years
18, yeah.
working. And definitely we have those levels, or what you call in Swahili, cheo ama vyeo.
Yeah.
So would you take us through cheo zenyewe huwa zinaanza aje, tunapanda aje, and how long does it take you kutoka cheo moja uende another level?
Okay, acha tuingie kwa Kiswahili basi. Kwenye jeshi kuna kuaga na two there's what we call non-commissioned officers. Like we have the enlisted wanatokaga from E1. It's enlisted one. That's the lowest, maybe kwa jeshi la huko wataita private. And then inaenda all the way to E9, enlisted 9, which is the highest rank kwa enlisted you can go. So, and then we have the commissioned officers ambao au wanaenda what we call upper cadet school, wanaenda huko. And then those ones, they start from, they call lieutenant junior, and then they go up all the way to, depending on what, if you're in the Navy, you're going to be admiral with 4-star. And if you're in Marines, you're going to be, Marines are usually under the Navy. Then if you're in Army, you're going to be what they call, I don't know, Colonel or whatever. I'm not very, now, I was very vast with all the ranks in all branches, but now that I'm out, I'm not seeing interest.
Okay. Well, I'm holding a book here. It's The Math of Destiny.
Yeah.
And we also have its Swahili version over here. So, hizi vitabu unaviuza?
Ndio, hivi vitabu natamani ningevitoa bure. Kwa sababu niliandika nikiwa target audience fulani, and when I was 6 months out, kwa sababu I knew I retired early, like 1.5 years early. I knew, nikasema, I sat down, nikasema, I mean, I'm sure mtu akisikia story yangu, because I know people that tumework now, na wengine they gave up because maybe waliangalia wametoka wapi. Na like there are stories hapa venye vitu nilikuwa naambiwa huwezi fanya hivi. Nikianza mara ya kwanza 1992 tulienda trials za jeshi Embu, na unajua huko venye wanafanya, and I remember tukaenda huko, because mimi nilifika mahali like 6 tumeshinda the whole day, hatuna nguo nini, ni winter, ni wakati wa June, kuna baridi. Na mimi nilivalia nguo zangu, nikasema mdani sitaki, kama hii ndio vitu. So my dad, nakumbuka alikuja nyumbani akamwambia mamangu, si nikuambiaga mwana hawezi kuwa mwanajeshi. So that is one thing, like I was gonna prove like I can be, naweza kuwa mwanajeshi, ni kwamba sio mwanajeshi wa Kenya. Hiki kitabu even kukiproduce hapo, I spend a lot of resources like money to get it there. Anytime I want to avail, nataka hiki kitabu kukitoa, kinachapishwa kwa pesa kwa sababu nimekichapisha pamoja na Amazon. So lazima ulipie gharama fulani, because mimi hapa sio biashara nafanya, ni ujumbe. Like naamini mtu akisoma hiki kitabu, kuna mtu atajikuta me and now ama kuna wakati nilikuwa hapa na kumbe I don't have to give up, naweza kuendelea mbele. Naonyesha the kind of a kid I was, maisha niliishi, vitu ambavyo vikwazo nimepita navyo katika maisha, na finally ni wakati nimekuja kuretire at a level that nobody wants. Alifdhani naweza kuwa mwanajeshi, not kwa nyumba yetu, but now nabeba kitambulisho ambayo, na kwangu nyumbani kuna bendera ambayo nimeretire nayo, ambayo nimekabidhiwa, naweza kustaafu kwa amani.
Since you're a Kenyan American, if I may put it in that way, the process relocate, should I say relocating? From Kenya to America, how was it, and also adapting?
No, it's also in my story. Sasa mimi when nilienda huko when I was almost 34, na it was so hard, like kila mahali unaenda I was confronted, oh, you have a thick accent, hatukuelewi kitu unasema. Unaenda dukani, unaenda kununua kitu, mtu unasema kitu gani? Unarudia hicho mara 10, unashindwa. Like hiyo hata nikiwa boot camp, hata wakati nimemaliza a lot of, nakumbuka hata kuna mtu siku moja aliniambia, mwanajeshi mwenzangu mzungu aliniambia, hicho cheo I think ni corporal ama kwa tunaita petty officer 3rd class. Mzungu mmoja aliniambia, wewe huwezi pita hiki kiwango kwa sababu mtu una accent kama hiyo utaenda wapi? And it was so shameful for him because the next cycle ya promotion I was promoted to the next level akiwepo, tukifanya naye kazini ofisi moja, na anakumbuka tu aliniambia, wewe huwezi enda. So that was hard. I went through, I will not lie to you, boot camp was rough for me kwa sababu nimeenda bootcamp only 2.5 months after I left Kenya. Sina family. I had this one family, na huyu ndugu yangu alikuwa ameenda vitani tayari, so ni mke wake, ni mtu alikuwa tufahamiani, na niko bootcamp. So nimeandika story hata graduation yangu nilikuwa peke yangu. There was nobody to come celebrate my graduation. My family yote iko nyumbani. So ilikuwa a challenge. I think I had even mental breakdown, like cause you depression, kwa sababu sasa hauna company, watu wanakuwa isolate kwa sababu ya just hiyo accent yako, wanakuchukulia kwamba una accent, wewe ni mjinga. What life has taught me, everyone is born with a treasure that will take you to your destiny. Now, if you want to take your walk, fine. If you want to imitate otherwise, nianze kusema nataka kufuata njia ya Stamala, shauri yako, kwa sababu hautafikia kwa sababu ulijaribu kumfuatilia vitu Stamala anasema. I'm not saying role models they teach us things, but don't try to be somebody else. You are yourself. You were born with a treasure that is supposed to take care of your destiny. That is the story that I'm trying to tell to the world and to everybody. Right? Yeah.
Somebody might be asking, she or he wants to purchase this particular book, either the Swahili version or the English version. So how can they get it? How can they get a copy?
Okay, right now there is only 2 ways. One, kitabu, because I published with Amazon. Amazon ni kama ndio wenye kitabu, like they own the rights. I own the copyright. So you can only order it through Amazon. However, a lot of times when I order hiki kitabu and I have them in my house, when people wana request huku na watumia, nikiona mtu anakuja Kenya na watumia. If you're outside Kenya, this book is available kwa Amazon. You can access Amazon and hapo search The Month of Destiny by Obadiah Mutua, utaniona hapo. Version ya Kiswahili kwa sababu Amazon they don't support Swahili in their platform. Nilipublish na watu wanaitwa Incram, and these people they avail the book in
maybe some of the challenges that you still remember. You'd wake up at 12 a.m. in the morning, or even 4 a.m. and you still remember something you faced that was so difficult for you.
I will tell you one thing. I don't sleep naturally. I have to take meds to sleep. That is one thing. Every day.
Really?
Yeah. Because I deal with a condition like a PTSD. When you go to those places and you see blood and you lose people, you are no longer going to be the same person again, especially your brain, kwa sababu hizo vitu ziko hapo. So every day I'm thinking about this friend, this experience, these things nime experience. So ni you just learn to live your life knowing, okay, this was part. That's why I wrote the book, Nikasema, this is my face for 52 years. How much time we have left? We still have some time, right? For what, the 1 hour?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So that is one of the prices that you have to pay because you're no longer the same person and you come home, even like your closest people, like spouses and all, they no longer understand who you are. But one joy I draw with is if you build a bond with your kids will always understand who you are. They always know you are their dad and they always respect you, love you, regardless. I think nimeona kwa maisha yangu, I think that's what I've learned after all this, my experience in military. Like, your kids are the only one that don't see you different. Yeah, everybody else will see you different.
So due to the experiences you have faced maybe during the line of the duty,
Yeah.
have you ever at a point regretted going to military?
No, I say zawadi sacrifice because mimi ni mtu mmoja ambaye, and that's why I think hata wakati nilikuwa nafanya hii kazi za full time ministry, I wanna believe every human being is born with a cause and we are all called to serve humanity. Kwangu, I feel the sacrifice was worthy, especially wakati nipata watoto, kwa sababu now my kids will live with all these benefits, and I'm like, one thing I had a near death experience, so I don't fear death. Missy, I don't fear death at all. And because I also have my life insurance, like the day I'm called Sipo, that is what will take care of you guys. But me, I'll be gone to where already nishaona ni wapi. So that is, I mean, I have a lot of scars, siwezi kuonyesha, mwili wangu umejaa scars everywhere. However, and even have scars in my memories and my emotions and everything. But I don't regret now and worthy sacrifice because my kids, I lived this life so that my kids will never have to live this kind of life or suffer. Like, I've made sure my kids will have everything they want. My son went to soccer academy because aliniambia, dad, ukinipia soccer mimi nitafanya vizuri shule. And my son now is in his second year in a soccer academy. He plays like he's like one of, like, in his league he's the best striker, but in school he's also the best kid. So I did that for them. My daughter right now anafanya martial art because ni kadogo na kalikuwa kanakuwa bullied at school. Yeah.
You talked about the near death experience. Is it comfortable you talk about it?
I do. I mean, I talk in all my interviews because I'm very like 100%. Watu wanasema ulikuwa na madawa. Even my wife wanamwambia mimi nimekuwa like I can count, I laugh at like at least 7 serious surgeries in my life. 7. But I know what happened in this one experience. So I remember vividly in March 29, 2021, my son was turning 7. Ilikuwa birthday yake. I had a normal surgery. I went in. I went in at 7:30. I was supposed to be out at 11:30. Then I went in, something went wrong, and then my blood pressure went like, doctors tried to control it. No, passed out, gone. So for 6 hours, my body was laying there. And the most surprising thing, because I saw my body, I could see, I was like united with light. People say wakitoka kwenye mwili wanaona malaika, mimi nasema, and I was so convinced this is what people call eternity, because I was seeing light and I was part of the light. And then I experienced a kind of peace that I never wanted to come back. Kabisa, like I was man. And I wasn't like, sikuwa na shida because I had a good life family, nina nyumba, and I have a good job. But I was like, this is not worthy to exchange this with where I am right now.
So in your sleep unaona malaika?
I wasn't asleep. I left my body. Like nilikufa mbele ya madaktari na kila mtu.
They pronounced you dead.
I couldn't hear because I was gone. But how do I know that they pronounced me dead? Because when I came back, there was shouts in the theater.
They were like,
And
no.
they were like, he is back. That's what they said. He is back. And then I had the in charge nurse asking, can I now be let to go for my lunch? That's around 5 p.m. Unaweza kuniruhusu niende lunch because he was there. She couldn't go nowhere. And then, so I'm in this state for these 6 hours. And then nikiwa when I never wanted to come back kabisa. Something comes back to me, and I remember nikiwa TZ, I lost a friend ambaye alikuwa na watoto my age, na nilikuwa kwenye mazishi yake, and I was very close to this family, and I saw the pain that the kids went through. And the moment I was there, and I looked at my body, and I said, no, this is my son's birthday, and my kids cannot see my body laying down there. I came back to my body. And once I was back to my body, that's when I was pronounced. They said he's back. And then 1 hour later, they asked me, can you talk? I couldn't talk. I heard them. I couldn't talk. Then they gave me some time, like 30 minutes. Then I was able to talk. Ndio hapo, my cousin alikuwa anaweza kukuambia, alikuwa ananigojea chini. So that is after this, from 7 p.m. to 5, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Ndio sasa walinitoa huko wakanipeleka kwa normal room after surgery.
So for 6 hours, you were not awake?
Yeah, my body was laying there.
Okay.
Yeah, not moving, nothing. Yeah. And then one of the doctors, the team that did surgery to me, when I went for follow-up, the main doctor akaniuliza, were you ever told what happened? No. Yeah, we were doing a surgery, and then the pressure went down and tukashindwa control, and we had nothing. We tried to put your body back together, and then that happened.
Okay.
The universe released me because of my kids. And I not said I don't want my body laying there in the cage. I wasn't going to come back. And I never wanted to come back. It was the peace that I know as long as I live, sit away to experience. And that's why when I see, people have emotions, tunaona mtu anakufa unahuzunika. But I realize if this is what happens, I don't know why watu huwa wanahuzunika kitu gani, kwa sababu that person hata hataki kurudi. You are in a place that you have never been, now you experience your life.
Maybe the experiences are different for everybody.
Yeah, I've heard people say that too.
Yeah, so you have also heard other people say that was different.
Terrible experiences. Yeah, I've heard people say going through pain ambayo they subjected their closest people to. And they're in that state and they're being subjected to that pain wakiwa kwa hiyo state. So I guess the way I treat people, the way I live with people, behind me that piece there that I never wanted to come back.
And when you came back, did you feel like you should go for therapy, or were you totally okay?
On that side, no. I've gone through therapy because of my military experience. It's not for that experience, because that is so unique that everybody has their own story. Na hakuna therapist la kwamba hata kutherapist nini hajawahienda huko utakuwa that's why I also stopped being religious. I'm like, unless kama kuna mchungaji anaweza kuniambia what was that, then nitamwamini. Anamwamini Mungu. I believe in being fair, justice to all, treating people as I want to be treated. But kwanza kuniambia kwamba I'm sorry because maybe hata my family wataona hii kitu. Kwanza kuniambia habari za sijui usipofanya hivi Mungu atakufanyia, hizo ni zako mchungaji na washirika na whatever but si za kwangu mimi, kwa sababu I know that I know. Na unless uniambia ulikuwa hapo ukaona chenye niliona, basi tutakubaliana.
Okay. So you have served in the American military for 18 years.
18 and a half. In fact, it was exactly 18 years and 6 months.
Okay. And for how long have you lived in America?
I went there in May 2007, so that is, and we're 2026, I think precisely 19, almost 20 years, 19 years.
So by
And
2027 it will be 20 years next year.
by
So
2027,
19 by
yeah,
now.
yeah.
And how is life over there?
Well, I think life nitakwambia, it's how you treat it. There are people that, and nimekuwa na hizo discussion a lot of people. Life is how you treat it.
Can you speak Kamba fluently?
Yeah, na huwa najaribu niongelee sintauga.
Kakevyando. Na maneno kikambo mewe wa mosi.
Nina mukethia kamba maito nyeni mukamba nsia iwe kondo kwita wa mwea. Omau wakwa umete kondo kwita wa chawa ngomala na ngaliko ya tata ula twita lomwita nau na ngaliko ya maitu kana mama maumete tala pa chaume pandu weta wa chaume na nokie ko trip ino nokie briefly na nienda o kumukeria na ndimutavyo bowe buku ye na nina muthuthia musome buku nondo mwana wano wakwa kila mundu no kwema ukwangoa kila mundu no kosa bina.
So thank you so much kwa kukuja in this podcast ya Stahamala Mwendwa Creatives, and kama Stahamala Mwendwa Creatives we wish you a safe journey. Should we say safe journey ama safe travels ama a safe flight? A safe flight as you go back na karibu tena Kenya. Hapa ndipo nyumbani. Meanwhile, we will purchase as many books as we can. We also want to know what really happens huko kwa military, and also know more about the near death experience. So my name is Tahamala Mwendwa. Bye bye.